Hey guys, what's up? Bradley Overrated here, and yes, I do in fact have a disco ball going on, because today is in fact a celebration of sorts. If you see back here, I have a lot of Nintendo Switch games. There's actually about 200 in fact over there, and there's about 200 plus over here as a matter of fact. I have a lot of physical Nintendo Switch games, but that's not the only ones I have. This doesn't even take into consideration the digital ones that I have as well. Needless to say, I love my Nintendo Switch. It is probably my favorite video game console of all time. I think it's amazing. I've enjoyed the you-know-what out of it. As a matter of fact, most of my reviews are Nintendo Switch games. That's just the way I am right now. But I saw a really cool video by Beat 'em Ups where he talked about the 10 Switch games he can't live without, and I really enjoyed that video, and I decided to copy him. So I'm going to talk about today the 10 Nintendo Switch games that I can't live without, because I always find these types of lists really fun and really engaging, just because my opinions and my tastes differ from other people. You know what I'm saying? It's fun to see what I have that's similar to someone like Beat 'em Ups, or what I have different compared to him or other YouTubers. So without further ado, guys, here are my 10 favorite Nintendo Switch games, basically of all time. For now, because the Nintendo Switch life cycle isn't even done yet, but you get the point. Let's do it! My first game is going to be Super Mario Odyssey. Oh my gosh, what a shocker. Yeah! I mean, I really didn't want to pick it on here. I was just looking if I could, by chance, not mention Super Mario Odyssey and another game in particular in mind, but at the end of the day, I can't, man. I love this game. This is, in my opinion, the best 3D platformer ever. Well, it's at least the best one that I've ever personally played. That's saying something, because I was pretty convinced that nothing could ever beat Banjo-Kazooie until Super Mario Odyssey came along. But here we are. It's a beautiful game. It's wonderful. I love it in handheld. I love it on the go. I love it at home. I love playing it with my wife. I can't get enough of it. We've had such a great time going around finding all of the Power Moons. It's a beautiful, beautiful game. This game might come as a surprise to many who are watching this video, but if you've been watching my channel, you know I love Catherine the video game. I reviewed Catherine and Catherine Full Body on this channel, one on the Xbox 360 and one on the PlayStation 4, and now that Catherine Full Body has made its way to the Nintendo Switch, I'm in heaven. I'm legitimately in heaven. I love this game. If I could describe this game is sexy, and I'm not talking about the characters in this game. I'm talking sexy as in, dang, this game is so freaking good and super sexy fun. I just love it to pieces, and now I can play it on the go anywhere I want. I can play with Catherine in my bed. I can play with Catherine on a train. I can play with Catherine on a plane. This sounds really bad now that it's coming out of my mouth, but it doesn't matter. I don't care. And with Catherine Full Body, they added so much extra story content and even more gameplay, tons of replay value. I'm going to be playing this for years to come. Let's just get this out of the way, man. Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. It's great. I don't have to say anything else. I love it, man. What can I say that hasn't been said? Yeah! The Koroks, and all 900 of them. Don't collect them all, it's not worth it. It's great, it's fun. Lionel suck. Sorry, is this supposed to be something where I'm supposed to try to tell you about what this game is? If you don't know what this game... You know what this game is. Everybody does. Even if you don't play the Nintendo Switch, I'm fairly positive you know what this game is all about. So, yeah, obviously it's going to be on my list. I love The Legend of Zelda. That's my favorite series of all time, just like every Nintendo diehard fan claims. So, what do you want from me? It's a good game, and I like it, and it's on this list. Shocker, said no one. We're moving on. Now we're getting somewhere interesting on this list. Celeste. Oh baby, 2018. That was a good year for video games, and Celeste is perfect. It's about a girl who's climbing a mountain, and that's all I am going to say, but it is perfect. It is 2D precision platforming at its finest. It's fun, it has an excellent soundtrack, it is challenging, you will die a lot, and I don't know why, but nothing is more satisfying than collecting those dang pesky strawberries throughout all of the levels and stages. I love this game. This game has grown immensely in my heart. As a matter of fact, just to give you an idea of how much I like this game, I have over, like I said previously, over 400 Nintendo Switch games. I have opened each and every one of them except for one, and it's my limited edition of Celeste. I have never opened it because it means that much to me. Maybe someday I will tell you why, but for now, just to put it in perspective, that's how much I like this game. It is of course going to be on this list. Get it if you haven't tried it. It's very, very challenging, but the story is worth it, and finishing the game will make you feel extremely accomplished. I can't recommend it enough. Maybe you think this is a joke when I tell you that Ring Fit Adventure is one of the 10 Switch games I can't live without, but rest assured, I am dead serious, man, when I tell you that I love this game. When Ring is screaming at me and going, yes! Yes! And just when he tells me that my sweat is so shiny and beautiful, it makes me feel good. When he tells me that my muscles are so happy, I look at my muscles and I think, they are so happy. This is the game that has kept me in somewhat decent shape, and right now I am out of shape, and I just started getting back into this game, and immediately I am hooked again. It is a ton of fun. Going out on an RPG-esque adventure and defeating enemies by working out, pure genius. If you haven't played Ring Fit Adventure, you're missing out. You really are. As a matter of fact, we love this game so much, we just bought another copy because my wife and I are going to be fighting over who gets the time to play said game, so we had to buy another game just so we can play it at the same time and there won't be any arguments. That's a good game, guys. That is how you know this has to be on my top 10 list. Ring Fit Adventure, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's on here, and I love it. One more run, just one more try. Slay the Spire. Oh, this is it, man. If there was one game I have spent the most time on, you probably would think, is it Smash Bros? Is it Splatoon 2? What could it be? No, it's this one. Slay the Spire is the most addicting, roguelike, dungeon crawler-esque type of game that's really just a card deck builder I have ever played. And I don't even think I did justice describing it there, but it really is an amazing and addicting deck builder. In Slay the Spire, you can play as one of 4 characters, and your goal is pretty straightforward. It is, in fact, to slay the Spire. And it's fun, it's challenging, and despite how many times I play this game over and over again, there's always something to do, there's always something new to try, there's always new ways to form your deck to make you feel good when you beat it. Ugh, it's genius. It's genius. I'm talking hundreds of hours I've spent into this game. I liked it so much I had to get it on PC. I liked it so much we had to get it on the Xbox Game Pass. We can't get enough of Slay the Spire, and the reason why it's perfect on the Nintendo Switch is because I can play it on the go, and this is the quintessential game to play on the go. I would normally recommend that everybody plays this game, but I can't because here's the thing. It's way too addicting that I can't recommend it. As a matter of fact, there was a petition online saying to make this game less fun because it was that addicting. I can't make this stuff up. Go check it out if you don't believe me. If you want to waste the rest of your life and have an excuse of a game on your Nintendo Switch to spend hundreds if not thousands of hours on, this is the game for you. Whew, it's a good one. This was a tough one. This was a really tough one. It was between this and another game, and I don't want to mention what the other game is, but Super Mario Maker 2 is the game I chose with, and this was the one that barely got on the list, but the truth be told is I had to put it on here, not because it's another 2D platformer, and yes, I love my 2D platformers, but because it is just the perfect level design video game. Building your own level has never felt so good and rewarding. As a matter of fact, if you're looking here on the screen, you can see these are some of the levels that I've been building and been working on recently, just for fun. I love making thwomp runs. I think that is just my favorite thing in the whole world. I have 7 of them. I think I have a problem, but it's a complete game. And if there's one thing I love doing more than playing video games, it's kind of making video games, and this game can now let me do that, as you can build your own world. Are you kidding me? This is just too perfect to not include on this list. And it pains me because it etched out another game that I think people are going to notice isn't on here. But at the end of the day, I had to pick Super Mario Maker 2. It's just perfect for me. Where would we be without a little horror in our lives? Am I right? Am I right? And Alien Isolation isn't just another survival horror game that I enjoy. Alien Isolation is my all-time favorite survival horror game, actually. It beats out all of the Resident Evils. It beats out Amnesia and Outlast. You name it, it doesn't matter. To me, the quintessential survival horror is this game. What makes it even better on the Nintendo Switch is this is the best way to play this game. It's better to play this on the Nintendo Switch than it is the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One. And not only is it a great game, the fact that I can play on the go is a done deal. So now I can scream like a little girl when the Xenomorph is going to kill me anywhere I want and get really weird looks. What more could I want, right? This is just perfect. So I had to put it on this list because it's so good. Of course, all of these games are good, but you know, I just really like my Alien. Or Xenomorphs, or Alien. Whatever, you get the point. Moving on. Yeah. Animal Crossing New Horizons is probably the game I have put the second most time into at this point. I love it, man. I wish I could say I don't. It's not a perfect game by any means, but it's special. It's the make you feel really good type of game. It's the perfect game for the pandemic, because with everything that's going on today in our lives, this is the game you can go to de-stress and to feel good again. Reminds you that it's okay to be alive, it's okay to be human, it's okay to have stress and to worry and to be sad, because at the end of the day, all you have to do is turn on your Nintendo Switch and play some Animal Crossing, and your life will feel so much better. It's therapeutic for a lot of people, it's even therapeutic for me, but I still love it, and that doesn't make it any less meaningful, so of course it's here on the list. The last game is definitely the biggest curveball out of all of them. AI The Somnium Files is this visual novel / murder mystery video game that has one of the greatest video game endings I have ever witnessed. This is not a joke when I say that this isn't a normal stereotypical visual novel game where you just go through the story and that's it. This game has you interact in ways I couldn't have even dreamed. And it has so many several endings, but once you get that true ending, it'll make the 30-hour experience worthwhile. I bought it again on the PlayStation 4 just so we can go back and try to acquire all the trophies now for this game. It's not just me that loves it, my wife loves it. I can't recommend this game enough. It is perfect to play on the go, it's perfect to play at home, doesn't matter the situation. I know this is a weird one, and it's probably one you wouldn't have ever expected to be on someone's list, but trust me when I tell you that Spike Chunsoft created one amazing experience with AI The Somnium Files. It's so good I put it on here, so maybe you should try it. This concludes the 10 Switch games I can't live without, and I know there were some games you're probably wondering where they were, whether that be Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, or Fire Emblem 3 Houses, or Splatoon 2. And I just wanted to say, I'm sorry, maybe if I have time to do an honorable mentions list, I can talk about some of these other games, because there are plenty of games when I was trying to create this list that I was going through. I was actually going through about 30 to 50 games, and I was dicing and slicing and cutting some of these out, and I cried a little bit getting rid of some of these, so I feel your pain. But this is also why I'm going to ask you now, what is your favorite Nintendo Switch game, or what are some of the games you can't live without? Let me know in the comments down below, guys. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for taking the time to watch this whole thing, to watch this older guy gush about video games. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next time. I am Bradley Overrated, out like a trout, and go Switch players. That sounded stupid. Sorry, I immediate regret there. Yeah. Just whatever, bye.